Hello again, Scratchers. Ferguson AP here. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to code a professional looking quiz, which most importantly will give you a score at the end, hopefully useful for teachers providing online learning. So to start off, going on to Scratch, typing Ferguson AP to show you one of my quizzes. Let's have a look. Ancient Egypt Scratch quiz, that will do. Double click on it. And click on full screen. Click on the green flag. And we can see here question 1 coming up and the score. A good luck charm put between the bandages of a mummy was called, and let's try number 1, amulet. Well done, coming up there. Question 2 comes up. A model of a servant that comes alive in the next life was called a shabti. That's number 2. Important not to have the same. You can't have number 1 being the correct answer every time. People will soon cotton on. Ancient Egyptian paper was made from papyrus reeds. Number 3. Well done. 4th question, I've scored 3 so far. Egyptian writing was called... That's my cat wanting to go out, excuse me. Go on there. Hieroglyphs, that's number 1. The Egyptian paradise was called, now I'll get this one wrong, try heaven. So it's not gone on to the next question because I got it wrong. My score's gone down. Mount Olympus. Got it wrong again, the score's gone down to 2. I'm still on question 5. Old Trafford. How can that be wrong? And the correct answer, the field of reeds, number 2. Well done. And then it goes on to the next question. The favourite Egyptian animal was called a cat. And we'll jump to the end now. And here we are, this is the end slide. My total score was 24 out of 32 questions. So when we're writing a quiz, the first thing we need to do is to get our question slides onto the stage as backdrops. So if I just click here, we'll end up between 4 and 100 question slides, which will be stored down here as backdrops. And the easiest way to do that is to go on the internet, onto Google, and this quiz is going to be one of my favourite hobbies, which is fungi. And the first question is going to be about shaggy ink caps, so we enter shaggy ink cap into Google, click on search, click on a suitable image just once. Don't click on that again because that will take you to the site, which is what we don't want. Right click on the image, save image as. I like to save it on my desktop. We give it a name. I'm going to call it slide 1. Easiest thing is slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, slide 4, because when you end up with 100 slides you'll know where you are, and if you just allow it to have its own name it gets awfully confusing. So click on save, back onto Scratch. Then we now need to get the backdrop from, which is an image on my desktop, into the stage. So we click on here, click on upload a backdrop and locate it on our desktop, double click, and that's filled the stage nicely. So question's going to go top left here, so choose a suitable colour, click top left, enter the name of this fungi, and then the instructions. Press 1, 2, 3 or 4. Obviously you don't need to press 1, 2, 3, 4 on every slide, just on the first one. Then the 4 possible answers. Let's just make that slightly bigger. And the 4 possible answers are going to go down below just here. So number 1 for the correct answer, saggy. Shaggy ink cap. Press return twice to leave a gap. Number 2, Boletus. They're the fungi with sponge underneath, not gills. Number 3, hedgehog fungi. Those have spines rather than gills. And number 4, another one of my favourites, the fly agaric. Don't eat those. And that's our first slide. So we can right click and delete the default one, and just quickly show you how to put another slide on. Second one will be about the fly agaric. Click on it once, right click, save image as. Don't forget slide 2 and save. Back onto Scratch, exactly the same. Upload backdrop and slide 2, and we can then put the question exactly the same on slide 2, and then we continue building up our question slides, and they'll go one below the other there. And obviously once we've done that, then we can start coding the questions. Now Scratch is great for coding, but not so good for making, you know, tens of slides. So far easiest to use a program designed for making slides, such as Microsoft PowerPoint. I've probably got an older version here than you've got. I'm sure Apple have an equivalent program, but as you can see, these slides are a lot clearer. And to do a slide in PowerPoint, we simply make sure you're on the Home tab. That's the only tab we're going to need. Click on New Slide on the little arrow here, to Content. Click on your blank slide here, and I mean, we could quite simply copy that. Right click, copy, right click, paste. We can copy the text, and to put the image on, I like to cut the text box, and this time I'll put on hedgehog fungi. That's a brilliant picture showing the spines. Click on that. Now we're going to right click and copy. That's going to give us probably far too large a file, so I'm going to choose one of these smaller ones down below, right click, copy image. So we're not saving it on the desktop, we're copying it, which is a lot quicker. Go back to PowerPoint, right click and paste. Sometimes there's a problem pasting it. If that happens, go on Paste Special, and you can stick it on as a bitmap. And we're just going to resize that. And the simplest thing to do now is right click and duplicate the slide. Then we go on to this fourth slide here, cut the picture and go back on the internet, and let's put the common mushroom in this time. That's not very good, showing that thing as being a mushroom, deadly poisonous. Find one you know to be a mushroom, that one there will do. Again, that file's probably too big. That will do. Right click and copy image. That'll be a JPEG. Go back to PowerPoint. Right click and paste. And move it down. And there we have another slide completed. It's much quicker. So we're now going to save the file. This circle here, click on that. Save as. And just call it fungi PowerPoint. We save it first of all as a PowerPoint presentation, then we can amend it. I'll save it on my desktop. But in order to get into Scratch, we need to click on the circle again, save as, and this time, instead of PowerPoint presentation, look down the list till you find a JPEG, and that will convert all the slides into JPEGs, which of course are compatible with Scratch. Click on JPEGs, make sure it's going to desktop, click on save. Do you want to export every slide in the presentation or the current slide, every single slide? Then click OK. Now to get the slides from PowerPoint to Scratch, really simple. We click on backdrops as we did before. We click on upload backdrops and we locate our file. Now all the pictures are stored in a folder, fungi PowerPoint. We double click on that. We can do them one at a time, but the easiest way, click on one, press Ctrl A, which selects them all, click on open, and they've all gone. Get rid of the top one again. Slide 1, sorry cat, you're in the way. Slide 2, slide 3, slide 4, slide 5, and that's looking a lot more professional than the other way of doing it using Scratch.